that others may live. That is the mission U.S. Air Force pararescue jumpers live for, train for, and sometimes die for.
That gunshot wound to his left chest.
Part combat soldier, part doctor. There are no timeouts in a profession that measures success by living or dying. This program is about the pararescue training course known as the Pipeline and the men who volunteer to become PJs. The PJ Pipeline is 2 years of struggle and sacrifice, endurance and luck. Most men will fail. There's only one rule for success: never quit.
I'll be prepared at all times for my assigned duties.
Pararescue Class 01 is undergoing initial familiarization, or IFAM, at Kirtland Air Force Base, New Mexico. IFAM is a 4-week preparation course preceding the final 5 months of training to become a pararescue jumper.
My job in IFAM is to get as accurately close to combat situations as possible. We're going to train like you fight, and it's no easy cakewalk.
A pararescue jumper might best be characterized as part physician, part soldier. They are members of a U.S. Air Force Special Operations Combat Search and Rescue Force known as PJs. PJs perform military and civilian medical rescue missions worldwide in every conceivable environment.
I'd like to think that we're pretty unique because what we bring to the table is pretty much everything. We are rescue specialists. We can go in any means necessary, anytime, any weather, and get what you need to get brought out.
During their first week of training, Class 01 is practicing a simple technique for getting on and off a helicopter without the aircraft landing. But for Class 01, their first week in IFAM has been anything but simple. 5 students have quit, and the 11 students remaining are struggling.
Day one, we had 5 guys fail the physical fitness test, and that just put us on a downward spiral. We started off on the wrong foot, and it is pretty frustrating.
The team will initially fast rope to the ground and return to the helicopter by scaling a rope ladder. Although they have practiced from a training tower, this is their first time under an actual helicopter.
We're on the 5th day of training. Today was one of those days that if you're not on your game, you can kill yourself, you can kill your teammate, or you can bring down a $30 million aircraft.
For their second attempt, they will wear 45-pound packs.
Now you've got this hurricane force wind, rotors coming down on you, and now they have to concentrate and get up that rope ladder.
Everything goes well until the last man encounters difficulties. Airman Petrick is unable to reach the top. As Petrick struggles, each failed attempt increases the danger to himself and the men on board the helicopter.
Petrick not being able to get up the ladder was actually kind of disheartening because he's an excellent athlete. He's a great runner, and I've never seen him really falter at anything.
It was a big worry because when you hit a real mission, a situation like that will happen. During practice, you're not taking gunfire or anything like that. It did give us a little worry.
That's the feeling of walking home.
There's no excuse. It doesn't matter how much you're wearing. That rope ladder is about 10 feet off the ground. You should be able to jump up inside the helicopter.
The instructors are harsh, but their concerns are strictly professional.
Stuff it in there. Don't roll it up. Stuff it in there. You're not going home. You realize that. You're stuck.
Let's face it, who wants to be the guy to go support some other special operations unit and be like, hey guys, I'm pretty good and everything, but make sure that I'm not the last one on a 40-foot rope climb because I can't do it unassisted. No man, type A personality guy wants to be like that, and I'm not taking that to anybody else.
Look at the next guy we see in the video getting his head cut off because you couldn't make it up the ladder.
A typical PJ response to weakness is to make it a strength. Petrick will now climb a rope ladder every day until he can demonstrate competence. Oberstar suspects Petrick's problem might have deeper roots.
It's still 5 days into the training. I'm not too impressed. I don't see a lot of supervision going on, not a lot of leadership going on. The team leader, once again, he's responsible for not only himself, but the entire team. And if Petrick fails, then he fails.
Although the class dutifully cheers Petrick on, there is tension over his poor performance, even though every student has struggled at one time or another.
He's pushing through something that he's having a lot of trouble with, and everybody has trouble with something. It can be a little bit painful to watch somebody go through that.
I want to be the best guy out there, you know. I don't want to be some chump falling off the ladder. It sucks.
When there's a few individuals constantly showing weaknesses, then it gets frustrating.
These guys need to rally around this guy, give him the motivation that he needs to get up that ladder. And if he can't handle getting up the ladder with a rucksack and whatever environment I give him, he's no good for this career field. What I expect out of you today is IV exercises, all right?
Friday is the 6th day of IFAM training, and Class 01 is counting the minutes until their weekend begins. Despite losing 5 teammates and almost losing Petrick, training for the week is not over until Technical Sergeant Oberstar says it is.
We came back from lunch. We didn't know exactly what we were going to be doing. We all had nice pressed BUs on. Oh, we're going to sit in class, and next thing you know, okay, everybody outside.
And you have 2 minutes, go.
You're up, Sarge.
Let's go ahead and get it started. Team leader, get on down. Hurry up! Get down!
As soon as they put us in the push-up position, and Sergeant Oberstar said, "Yeah, we have some good training for you. We're going to train like we fight." And the hose hit us. You know, we knew what was coming.
We're going to try to recreate the environment in which you need to perform. 100% proficiency. Roger that?
PJs must react to medical emergencies under any conditions. By using physical exercise and cold water, the students are about to experience their first taste of combat medicine.
The training needs to be realistic at all times. The more realistic, the better it is. The more confidence you'll have as soon as you get into a real firefight situation. Let's do another one. You better rock this schoolhouse. The longer you sit here, the longer we're going to be here. Let's go. You got 10 seconds to be in the pit. Go. 1, 2.
This may only be a mud pit outside their classroom, but the temperature is 38 degrees, and the water makes the air seem colder than that.
Let me find which fluid I'm going to use while my patient drowns. It's all right, I don't care. All right, you got your fluid, good. Too bad your patient's going to be dead by the time you get a chance to use it. I'm trying to make a point to you. Protect your patient.
Though performing an IV is something they've done hundreds of times before, doing it in the cold and mud requires every ounce of concentration the students possess. Their patients' lives depend on it.
The coldness of the water just wears on you, and you just kind of have to block it out. Trying to move while freezing, it's almost impossible. You look at the guy next to you, and that's all the motivation you need.
Let's go, Glass. Poster child for pararescue, let's go.
They were calling me out, and they were like, "Hey, Glass, you're supposed to be this great medic, and what's going on?" And I remember specifically trying to open up the 18-gauge catheter, and I had those gloves on, and there was water on the gloves and water on my hands, and I couldn't really open it up, and I was getting frustrated.
Having fun yet?
Some guys couldn't have a steady hand, and they were just twitching the whole time while they're trying to stick a needle through your arm.
Glass, you trying to bleed this guy out? Establish that IV, hurry up!
You're not going to be giving IVs at some aid station.
All lit up, air conditioned, heated,
With perfect patience. You're going to have guys that are jacked up.
As harsh as these conditions seem, Class 01 is fortunate that this is not a battlefield, where their hesitation or incompetence could kill as easily as an enemy bullet.
The difference between this patient being able to go home and see his kids is all up to you.
As the class completes their IVs, the class leader, Ratisik, is having problems. The cold is taking its toll. Ratisik has lost his focus and appears confused.
Ratisik, you have continually shown that you have no ability whatsoever to lead. You can't take care of yourself.
After 2 failed attempts to insert an IV, he's now out of supplies, leaving him unable to care for his patient. Instead of admitting his shortcomings, Ratisik makes excuses, avoiding accountability.
Now, because you did not bring the essential items to take care of your patient, you're messing up your buddy with the fact that he's got to stop what he's doing to help you out and keep you going. That's pathetic.
The problem with Rotisic that I have seen in the past is that he has an excuse for everything.
What I want to hear is, Sergeant, I messed up. I was not prepared,
You doing all right?
but I'll move on. I cannot take a team leader who makes bad decisions and has weak excuses for it.
Do you believe that you can lead this team at the same time, try to take care of yourself? I don't think so. Jan, you're the new team leader. If you don't perform for this team, take care of these guys, then you'll be fired, and I'll put somebody else in your spot. Do you understand?
When he told me after the mud pit that I was team leader, actually I was really shocked. It was an honor, and at the same time, I didn't really expect it.
As a lower-ranking member of Class 01, Chan has no command experience. He will have little time to adjust to his new role before he must prove to his teammates that they can rely on his leadership.
These guys been in the program for over 2 years, so they know how to perform and what's expected from them. And I told them you don't even need a leader because everybody is a leader themselves.
Sucks, huh? You got guys that have been injured in battle that depend solely on you, no one else. No one else is going to fix them. No one else is going to help them. They're coming to you. You are the sole provider. If you do not take that responsibility seriously, then you'll be writing letters to someone's mother, someone's children, someone's wife, that there was nothing you could do because you were not adequately prepared. Does everybody understand?
PJ medicine requires preparation and concentration under duress. Class 01 and their new team leader Chan are about to learn the hard way that bad decisions in combat, no matter how small, can be a matter of life or death.
Get up there!
Class 01 begins week 2 of their pararescue training with a briefing on today's mission, a simulated mass casualty evacuation. Oberstar's briefing is purposely vague. Real-world PJ operations are often conducted with limited information.
You got an Arroyo over here. We don't know uniforms. We don't have any of that intel. The only thing that you have received is that you have numerous casualties in the field. Your plan is to go in, find these casualties, and treat them.
Class 01 has little to go on except a general description of the location.
We don't know how many enemies. We don't know uniforms.
We came up the Arroyo and we had no idea what to expect. We just knew that it was going to be some type of medical exercise. I was the first one to come through the first tree branch and encounter the patients laying, standing, running around. So I'd take the first patient. Unfortunately, each guy took his patient and kind of got tunnel vision.
Everything that we went over, you're just throwing out the window. You're putting Band-Aids on there. Time on!
Inside the kill zone, casualties are scattered 200 feet throughout an arroyo. The wounded represent every type of casualty a PJ might encounter in combat. Some patients are disoriented and must be subdued. Others have serious wounds. Some are dead.
I knew that that day was going to be tough and that they had something special planned for us, but I wasn't expecting something quite like that.
It was shocking because we came in there thinking that it was just a simple exercise to just grab 10 patients, get them out of the little canyon, and take them to the rally point where they'll be airlifted.
Oh man, my leg! Oh. Hear that sound going on? Don't even act like it.
As the 11 students become spread out, the situation simply overwhelms them. They lose cohesion as a unit. In combat, it would be a deadly mistake. It is a lesson instructors intend for Class 01 to learn. Survive as a team or die as individuals.
It's not like we were separated by a distance. Every one of us could see everyone else. So you think the communication would be perfect. We should just be able to look each other in the eye, give the command, pass it down. But when a situation like that, we really weren't sure how to react.
Think, man. Don't let this mind same you've been doing for the last 6 months.
You got him lying down on the snow? You think that's doing him any good? This is not paramedicine. You're a PJ. Get this guy off of the snow. Try to get him on some dry ground. This is doing absolutely nothing for him.
As the initial shock wears off, patients are stabilized and the team begins looking for direction. The longer they remain pinned down in the arroyo, the more likely they will become casualties themselves.
We gotta go! We gotta go now!
So at that point, I wasn't sure if we were going to try and move everybody out of there or just the living and wounded. And so that's just kind of looking to the team leader and looking for direction on that.
Yeah, you got a fireman carry?
I wasn't expecting a situation like that to happen. So our communication was just off the wall.
Team leader Chan is responsible for moving the team to the rally point. But when he becomes focused on treating a patient, there's no one in command.
My job as team leader is to overall, comprehend what's going on and trying to get a plan to get these guys out of here. I wasn't expecting a situation like that to happen.
Under pressure from instructors, Chan orders the team to move out.
Listen up, you guys. Load your patients. We're gonna head that direction, all right? Patrick, you lead the way. Let's go. That direction.
And I got the green light to go to the rally point to get these guys out, but my mistake was not trying to find a way out.
All of a sudden you have everybody moving towards the team leader, which unfortunately was a choke point because there was no way out.
Guys, who you carry?
Oh my God! Oh my God! Make a decision!
Go! What the f*** is the hold up?
Trapped and unable to scale the steep bank, the team stalls. Straining under the weight of their patients and equipment, they wait for a command.
In a situation like that, what we needed was someone to stand up and take charge.
Hurry up!
People just getting caught up, you have a lot of stress from the instructors yelling at you. Get out of here, get out of here. They want you to make a split decision. And a lot of times it's not always the right one.
I just remember having my guy in my back and we got to this bottleneck. And then someone had yelled, "We're trying to get up here." And then the next thing I hear is, "Turn around, we're going back," which added probably another 200 meters to our height.
The team retraces its steps. Then when Chan is declared a casualty, the leadership situation collapses.
Chan, you two are casualties. You're not moving. You're staying right here. Do you understand?
When no team member even notices Chan's absence, Class 01 deteriorates from a band of brothers into every man for himself.
Well, what we noticed is exactly what we thought would happen as instructors. You have some guys that are turning 180 degrees, going the opposite way. They're going to find an easier route. And then you have some guys all by themselves that are just going to sit there on the ground.
Oh my God! Oh, right there!
I think it's just getting caught up in everything that's going on and not actually taking a step back and looking at the big picture.
Carrying my patient up the arroyo and then through the terrain and then stopping and waiting for everyone else. I wasn't sure what the command was, so I kind of stood there.
Somebody needs to start talking to other teammates so they can figure out what the plan is. Communicate. Let's go.
There is no plan, and at the moment, there is no team. Chan's absence remains unnoticed. No one takes command.
And these guys don't have full accountability, so what's going to happen is you're going to have onesies and twosies heading to the APC with their team leader dead in the arroyo. So now they're going to have to come back and treat him as a patient. All right.
Students start realizing, hey, do we have all of our guys? Never mind the patients. We have no idea where our patients are at, but we have no idea where our own teammates are at.
Get over there and help him.
Team accountability in combat is a PJ priority for ensuring that no one is left behind. Two of the strongest performers in the class, Glass and Dunn, make it to the rally point. Their teammates spread over a distance of 500 meters.
I was smoked. I know Glass was smoked by the time we got to the APC, but we had 7 of our teammates that were still back there all with patients. No matter how tired you are, the mission is your main priority and you have to complete the mission.
These guys successfully got their patients to the APC, but it does them no good because now they have to come all the way back to the initial ambush site. Now they have to grab their brothers that are down on the ground, and now they have to hump them all the way back out.
As Dunn and Glass return to the arroyo, they're greeted with scenes of team confusion. Airman Reckendorf, stripped of his gear, cannot lift his patient off the ground. Team tension over his performance immediately begins to surface.
No weapon, no equipment, no water, nothing. All you gotta do is carry this guy. Carry one man to freedom.
It's hard and it smoked me, but I picked a guy up and I went. An individual like Reckendorf, it takes him, 2 or 3 times as long to do the same activity. It puts other people's lives in jeopardy.
Come on, do you want to be here, Reckendorf? Yeah.
There isn't anybody who's good at everything, and sooner or later, you end up finding something that you have a lot of trouble with.
Get him up.
But Reckendorf's inability to carry his patient to the rally point is more than a problem. It's a liability. Reckendorf's poor performance jeopardizes both the patient and his teammates' trust in his abilities.
Can't overemphasize how important it is to be in shape, because if you're not in shape, as you can see, you can have a hell of a time. Even if you are in shape, it's still difficult.
Help your teammate to his knees.
When he discovers Reckendorf pinned under his own patient, Glass is aggravated by Reckendorf's weak performance and immediately tries to take charge.
I saw the guys on the ground. I remember thinking to myself, this is going to suck. Dunn and I are going to have to haul both these guys out on our own.
Come on, Reckendorf, get up under there. He's giving you the opportunity.
Glass gets frustrated because if somebody doesn't step up to the plate within seconds, he automatically takes over.
Squat up. Come on. Give me up, huh?
I would say there's a lot of impatience. If nothing's going on, I want to step up and take charge.
Grab him!
Having already carried his own patient to the rally point, Glass is in no mood to pick up the slack of his teammate.
Give me ready. Ready. 1, 2, 3.
I don't know if I was just going impatient or I was just trying to motivate him or get a fire in his butt, but I was just trying to yell at him. All right, come on, one more. I was trying to look him in the eye. And then I was right there,
You're not going to say another word to this exercise. Do you understand? All right. Just do it.
Although Glass is ordered to stop talking, his impatience with Reckendorf's efforts is not helping the situation. In fact, Glass's irritation is revealing his own shortcomings.
Push it up!
Glass, that's 2 times I've had to tell you not to talk again.
I've told him that he needs to settle down. I've talked to other team leaders. Hey, you need to settle Glass down because he's going to walk all over you, and these guys don't do it. So at that time, I gave him a talking waiver to give him an idea of what it's like to support a team leader and not always to trump one.
Glass is not alone in his impatience with Reckendorf's performance. Other classmates believe that Reckendorf's true weakness may be his unwillingness to make the extra effort to improve his physical strength.
I've never felt my legs give way like I did that day. I just could not stay up.
3 minutes!
I think some men think to themselves, wow, every weekend, I mountain bike 40 miles, or every Friday night, I'm at the gym pumping weights, what's this guy doing?
Some guys I just think have shown up here not prepared mentally or physically, and that is frustrating.
Reckendorf, pick this man up and get over there.
It's not that he doesn't have heart, but guys who have had their weaknesses identified have worked to better themselves, whereas Reckendorf, over the past 2 years, I've never seen him in the gym. I've never seen him out running. And in the future, when it's a life and death, is he going to be able to carry me back to a helicopter to get me home to my family?
Why do you deserve to be here?
So give it my all, son. It's where I want to be. It's the only job for me, son. I love it.
Pararescue requires more than commitment. The reality is that physical performance under difficult circumstances is part of the job. Reckendorf's problems mount as his strength fades. Unless he can finish the last 200 meters, he faces the reality of being dropped from class.
Reckendorf, pick this man up and get him to the extraction site and save both of your lives. Come on. Get that man up.
Airman Reckendorf struggled to carry his patient to the evacuation site has lasted almost 30 minutes. 30 minutes to move less than 200 meters, and he's only halfway there.
Reckendorf, stand up. Patient, stand up. Reckendorf, get up now.
When I saw him at the base of the hill, I had walked that hill maybe 10 minutes before that with just my body armor, and I was so smoked at that point. I'm like, I don't know if he's gonna be able to do it.
5 students have already quit Class 01 during the first 8 days. Reckendorf will be number 6, but he keeps inching forward. The only thing between him and failure is willpower.
It was just like a dream. I was just so focused on what I needed to do. You don't quit in that situation, and at this point we've already been through all that, and that's why we are here, is because we didn't quit when it got hard.
The reason he had to do it all the way was because he had such a hard time doing it. He couldn't pick up the patient by himself. He needs to learn something about himself real quick.
We all within ourselves demand a lot of ourselves, but we also demand a lot of our teammates also, because at one point in time, our lives are going to depend on that person standing next to us.
No teammate doubts Reckendorf's tenacity, but even as they encourage him forward, more than a few suspect that he lacks the physical strength for the job.
You find that there is a breakdown in teamwork. Half the team is saying, giving him support, saying, come on, Reckendorf, you can do it. The other half are reluctant to give him that support.
It's good to know that everybody's there, but at least for me, there's nothing they can do realistically. It's a struggle within yourself to make sure that you keep going.
Good job, Reckendorf. Right there, that's good. Way to go. There you go, Reckendorf. Good job, Reckendorf. Good job, Reck.
It was a proud moment for me seeing him do that, because I personally thought he was going to quit, and I think most of the team did too.
One thing I will hand to the guy that is a fantastic attribute that I would not give to anybody else is that he's not a quitter.
I'm not going to harp on you, Reckendorf. I think you learned something about yourself today, and something that you'll never forget for the rest of your operating career.
Unless his physical performance improves, Reckendorf still faces the loss of trust from his team and the possibility of being dropped from training. Either way, his problems are far from over. The end of another training day finds the class supporting Petrick in his daily assignment, practicing the rope ladder climb. Reckendorf receives a daily assignment as well, carrying glass to and from the schoolhouse.
Reckendorf has to carry glass to and from the schoolhouse, about a quarter mile. It's actually more painful on Sergeant Glass because his abdomen's bruised up and it's uncomfortable to be carried.
The next morning, Class 01 begins a 5-mile run carrying 40-pound packs and 25 pounds of body armor. Glass, the assistant team leader, is not particularly happy when he's also assigned to assist Reckendorf until further notice. Within a short time, Reckendorf falls behind, and as instructors expect, for Glass, it becomes a frustrating situation.
I stayed behind and I helped him out, and I was like, come on, keep stepping, here's some water, keep stepping.
The instructors put Glass in charge of Reckendorf. I believe they're trying to test Glass, trying to push him to his wits' end. Can he handle working with Reckendorf?
Glass, of course, being the great team motivator, has to be there. He's like the mother hen, Problem is, where's Mother Hen when these guys are down range and bullets are flying? They're not going to have anybody to sit there and pat them on the back and say, come on, man, you can do it.
The instructors intend for Reckendorf's failure to become a team responsibility. They hope peer pressure will force Reckendorf to address his weaknesses.
His team needs to understand that with one man lagging behind, he's a detriment to that team, and I will not send him off to work with anybody else with him being deficient. And the goal was for the rest of his team to realize that you not only have a weaker member on your team, but you guys are going to suffer because of it.
You get feelings similar to guilt. You're the one that's slowing people down. It's not a good feeling. It's tough when you know that you're the person that's causing other people problems.
I would hope that the shame that Reckendorf felt, having to be carried by his own teammates that were feeling the same pain, if not more than him, hopefully will wake him up.
I want to see guys put out on their own. I want to see guys wake up early in the morning on Saturday, throw some steel on the bench, and do some reps.
Right now, on the weekends, you just kind of need to rest. They work us hard enough during the week that you really can't make any other gains on the weekends by working out.
Sergeant Glass gets real impassioned about things. When he stands up on that stage, he wants to know that all the guys on that stage with him are good to go and that he can put his life in their hands. And a lot of us don't feel that way about Reckendorf.
These guys are going to weed out each other. They're going to take care of that, whether it's with mental pressure, whether they treat this guy like an outcast or what have you. They're going to take care of that on their own.
On the 11th day of IFAM, Class 01 must put the issue of Reckendorf aside. Their focus is the day's training event, a simulated medical evacuation and rescue of 11 soldiers trapped inside a contaminated chemical weapons plant.
What they're expecting is, hey, it's another MEDEX, except this time we wear chem gear. But that's not what we're about here, and we're going to make it realistic.
All right, team leader, you've been cleared hot. We need to go.
Dressed in chemical suits, including their 45-pound packs and 25 pounds of body armor, Class 01 runs a mile to the contaminated site. The temperature is 45 degrees Fahrenheit, but inside their suits, it's stifling. As they enter the building, the students are not prepared for the conditions they find inside. They encounter pitch black, literally a zero visibility. Special thermal heat sensing cameras are the only way to record their cautious movements.
You're sweating inside that suit, and you go through the door, and it's pitch black. I absolutely did not know where I was.
Some guys' masks were fogging up, so they weren't able to see. By the time we got there, we were burning up pretty much.
The noise is overwhelming. Everything must be done by touch. The physical stress makes breathing through their mask difficult, and the students must yell to communicate.
Going into that room, lights and sirens, the smoke, they didn't give us any time for our eyes to adjust at all. I mean, they were just, let's go, yelling and screaming. It was like we were actually, doing this for real.
As the evacuation continues outside, the students move their casualties to a decontamination point, strip off their clothing, and wash them off.
Hurry up! Cut that crap off of him! Get him dry! Get him warm! Get some heat packs on him! Hurry up!
The problems compound as team leader Chan remains inside the building. Without Chan, students are without clear direction for organizing patient evacuation. The instructors now move in to expose their confusion.
Get his clothes off of him!
When students are left to fend for themselves, Glass and Reckendorf make a critical mistake by inadvertently contaminating the treatment area with their patient. Informed of their mistake, Glass inexplicably leaves his teammate and their patient in the wrong treatment area, leaving Reckendorf alone to face the wrath of the instructor.
This is not the decon area. Well, I don't know. Where do you see all the clothes at? You see any clothes over here? Open your eyes. That's right. Just dig your weapon in the ground. You don't need your gun. Actually, shoot him. You're already covering him. You need to be thinking there, Reckendorf. Hurry up.
But Reckendorf is not the only one making mistakes. The situation is causing students like Petrick to mishandle even the most routine medical procedures.
You're gonna hurt this guy. I don't think you understand how bad. All right? You could literally kill him with all that air.
The confusion, the stress, and the difficulty of moving and communicating in the chemical suits is compounded by the absence of direction. When Chan does appear, he learns that not all the patients are accounted for.
All my men are present and accounted for. We have 8 patients so far.
You have 8 patients? I thought you said you had 9. Hurry up!
Mistake, Sergeant.
Task Force Commander, this is Oscar Bravo. Be advised, they only have 8 patients, not 9. What do you want done? Roger, since you're the on-scene commander, you need to make the call whether you're going to find those guys or keep what you got here and just count yourself lucky that you found 7 or 8.
Faced with making a decision, Chan orders his team to go back for the missing casualties.
You gotta go back in. Got 8 patients, right?
As the last patients are brought out to the decon site and treated, the team hits a snag.
You see in the background over here Reckendorf, who seems to be one of the weaker members of the team. Everybody has completely accomplished the IV skill while wearing the chemical ensemble, and he's working on multiple sticks here, so we're going to see if he can actually conduct the stick and the progress check. Reckendorf, what number stick is this for you? 4th stick.
Reckendorf is still sitting there trying to start an IV. Everybody else has done the job, and for some reason he is still lagging behind. It's another thing we have talked about as a team behind the scenes, away from the instructors, that shows us that he doesn't belong here.
If you start out the course and you're weaker than other guys, then absolutely you're behind the curve. It makes it tougher on you, and you have to deal with that.
Even those who question Reckendorf's overall qualifications for the job never forget that teamwork is the one ingredient needed for success.
There's some guys that kind of want to just go their own way, but they know what's best for the team, and they will make those sacrifices to try to keep that unity together, even though they don't like it.
We can only do so much, but it's not our position as students to write people off. If they're in this class, then it's our responsibility to help them out. This is a team, and we have to think of it as everybody functions for the sole interest and the bettering of the team.
The chemical mass casualty exercise is completed. After 11 days of IFAM training, 11 men will prepare for their final field exercise. When that exercise concludes, only 10 students will remain. After 4 weeks of initial familiarization training, Class 01 prepares for their final field exercise.
The final FTX was aircraft operations in conjunction with an overland movement, and then finally to a mass casualty scenario.
A failure to perform now means removal from the class. After weeks of practice, Petrick is down to his final chance to climb the ladder and stay in training.
Pay attention. You're the last guy today. Perform. Perform. Perform.
You've been in this pipeline for this long. They expect you to be able to do everything, and it's how it should be. I mean, you should be able to do everything.
Hoo-yah!
Look.
Class tensions over Reckendorf have decreased into an uneasy alliance. Glass is still being carried to and from training every day, but the team is focused on passing IFAM and moving closer to graduation as PJs.
You quit thinking about yourself and you do what's right for the team, because unless you get every man to the objective, then your mission's not complete. I mean, I'm sure you've heard all the cliches. There is no I in team.
The final training exercise, or FTX, begins with a helicopter insertion and extraction drill. This will be the final test for Petrick and his last chance to remain in the class.
It's so easy to say, all right, Petrick, you didn't make it up, do pull-ups on your own. But every day, religiously, 4 o'clock, he was out there. We're all proud of him. We're really happy that he made it up.
The class fast ropes out of the helicopter, then begins an 8-mile trek to the objective, weighted down with 65 pounds of medical gear and body armor.
These students had to deal with being tired, being hungry, being thirsty, whatever. They were just exhausted by the time that the real mission had to begin.
From the first contact, things do not go well. The march has taken longer than anticipated, and the casualties are spread out over several acres.
By the time we got to the scenario, a lot of the guys were fatigued. We just rucked, 8-9 miles with full gear on. We're fast roping, we're rope climbing throughout the whole day, and this was kind of unexpected.
Another unexpected move is the instructors choosing Reckendorf as team leader.
He's unresponsive. He's dead.
Responsive. Take care of it.
His students are responding medically, but their fatigue seems to have dulled their enthusiasm for the scenario.
I get upset when these guys don't get into the role of what I'm trying to provide for them. If you're standing out there in the middle of a combat zone with bullets flying and you're not taking cover behind a tank that is 2 meters from you, well, then you're an idiot. They need to take cover instead of just sitting out there, rucksacks on, rucksacks off, talking on radios, trying to get comm checks.
All right, we can all take. Are you able to walk? Are you having any other injuries? Hey, there's Petrick. All right, just follow me, okay? Just keep looking around, all right? Okay. Hey, buddy.
Hey, grab him, he's a psych.
You gotta tell me before, dude.
I didn't see it.
Oberstar believes the students are not taking things seriously enough, appearing oblivious to the conditions on the battlefield.
I know it may have seemed like we weren't really locked on, but You know, being fatigued for a long time and not having anything to eat kind of wears on you. And that's what happened to some of the guys.
You definitely have to train like you fight. We went to great lengths to make this as realistic as possible, and their mindset wasn't really into the whole scenario. And once these guys takes a round to the chest, then they're going to realize how important this training really is.
The problems won't go away. The team keeps making poor decisions, and Sergeant Oberstar's frustration is growing. When Mercado fails to check his patient for prior injuries, Oberstar's impatience begins to show.
I didn't inspect his underside.
Is there a reason why?
When he came in to me, he was already on a polis litter. I assumed that he...
You assumed. You guys are killing me. You're almost graduated from my phase, and you're making very, very poor decisions.
Reckendorf is having his problems as team leader. When the helicopter extraction timeline is announced, he must make a decision. Leave behind 2 dead soldiers or retrieve their bodies and risk missing the helicopter pickup. He chooses to leave the fatalities behind.
I felt that was a bad decision. Medical gear can always be reconstituted, but deceased comrades cannot be. And to get closure to those families, it's very important that you bring those people back, whether they are deceased or not.
Disagreeing with Reckendorf's decision, his teammates retrieve the fatalities on their own initiative and deliver them to the extraction point.
I felt, and I think some of the other guys felt, that it was a mistake, and you know, we were going over his command by actually taking those casualties and bringing them to the helo.
I've got a team leader that has decided to leave 2 deceased teammates behind because the inbound aircraft was only 1 minute out. So he decides to tell his teammates to grab the rucks and leave the dead guys behind. And I don't know where he learned that from. The most important things out here on the battlefield are getting your buddies and not rucksacks.
Reckendorf's inexperience and decision-making as team leader is the final blow to Oberstar's intolerance with Class 01's performance. He abruptly ends the final exercise, completely disappointed in the day's actions by the class.
I think I'm disappointed because tonight's the last night of my phase, and I feel responsible. These guys have made immense gains in becoming professionals. And then the final night, we've stepped backwards in time now.
President.
As bad as the day is going, it's not over. The students receive even worse news. One of the most respected team members is about to be removed from class. Class 01 finishes their final field exercise, but Sergeant Oberstar remains upset with the students' performance as a team.
This is the last scenario, and I just wasn't very impressed, and I really, it was disheartening. I felt like I had wasted a lot of my time given to these students.
But Oberstar's criticisms will have to wait. Class 01 is jolted when they learn that Dunn will be dropped from their team. He has failed for the second time to pass a required medical test from an earlier class.
Dunn, as of right now, is not on the team, so starting with 15 guys, we were down to 10 guys by the end of IFAM.
Now Dunn must prepare for his 3rd and final try to pass his medical exam. Another failure, and his PJ career is over.
It's not my decision. If the results are unfavorable, then, I'll just roll with the punches. This is what I gave up my entire life to do. I made a lot of sacrifices, so I'm not going to stop now.
Dunn's loss is a shock for a team where the focus has been largely on Reckendorf's shortcomings. But the lessons of the pipeline are tried and true. Everyone is vulnerable to failure at any time.
I sat down with him, and I told him personally how I felt. He was a great guy, he was a great teammate, and we wanted him to continue on.
It's pretty tough. I won't have to go through this portion again, but having to take another month or 2 in between classes, it's going to be pretty painful.
I know Dunn's probably been with these guys for maybe even close to 2 years or more, and to not graduate with the team that you started with is a heartbreaker. I personally know. So it was a hard pill for him to swallow.
He's provided a lot of good information from experience, and it's helped out with the team.
I wish I was a little more like Dunn because he knows so much.
The team day finishes at the schoolhouse, where Sergeant Oberstar debriefs the class on their field training exercise. His emphasis is on learning from their mistakes.
Reckendorf, you made a very poor decision tonight as a team leader. You were given by Sergeant Mackley 1 minute till a bird was going to be inbound for extract. Do you know what your bad error in judgment was? I tell you what, man. It hurt when I heard you say, guys, don't worry about those two guys. They're category 4, they're deceased. Grab your rucks, we have less than 30 seconds to be at the bird. You're gonna write 2 letters. You're gonna make up a fictitious name, and you're gonna write the mothers of those 2 parents. Let them know the reasons, and I want full detail of the engagement and why you decided to leave those guys behind.
He wrote the letters. I believe they were very heartfelt, and I think for the future he'll never make that mistake again.
Of the 15 PJ students who started 4 weeks ago, only 10 men finish IFAM and move on to the next block of training.
Looking back, there are things that we could do better, but that's what the whole process is for. It's to learn from your own mistakes, and that's really the best way to learn.
I think when a man is under a lot of pressure and he has to deal with 10 other guys, people come together when they go through a hard challenge together, and that's definitely been the case for us.
There's always going to be tension, no matter where you go, but you're just going to have to work it through because there's a higher goal, and that's to get the mission done.
We're always still learning, even operators. We're still learning every day, every mission we go on. There's something that we didn't know the time before that you learned on this one. I'll take a guy like Reckendorf who just won't quit, and I'll make him a pararescueman.
There you go, Rick.
The 10 surviving members of Class 01 face 5 more months of training before they can graduate as pararescue men. There are no guarantees they will all make it. But after years spent getting to this point, they understand there is only one rule to remember: never quit.